Hello, everyone. Welcome to my very first podcast, and I'm your host, TC. In this podcast, I'm gonna be talking about the daily struggles of lives. I'm gonna basically be talking about the issues that you may be going through, the issues that you don't know how to navigate, and I'll be telling you from my own personal experience on how I will handle them. Now, as I just said, this is my very first podcast, so I'm still learning, I'm still navigating, but it's going to be all right. So just work with me and hopefully you'll stick around. So, this very first podcast, will be a little short, so you won't have to stick around all day. But basically, I just wanted to introduce myself. Basically, I'm from a small town and I don't really have much opportunity over here, but I'm trying to make a living, trying to do right by myself, trying to do better. When I was a kid, I always wanted to do more. I always wanted to help out my family, be able to get a job, help pay bills, be able to take some financial stress off of them. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to do that for quite a while until, of course, I got into my high school years. More accurately, I would say about 16. That's when I got my very first job at Piggly Wiggly. It was pretty great. I was really, really nervous. I was so scared I didn't know whether I was going to be able to make a great impression, whether I was going to be able to do well on my first day, but I did pretty well. And for those who may want to know what I was doing, I was a bagger at the time. And then I was able to move up to becoming a cashier. So the years go by, I'm navigating life, trying to navigate this job, balancing that with school, classwork, and I was able to do pretty well. The only thing was, in the back of my mind, I felt like I could do more. I just felt kind of lost. I was grateful for the opportunity, but at the same time, I just still felt like I could do a little more. But like I said, I didn't have the access to it at the time. I didn't have many resources I could depend on. But what I realized is that the thing that helped me cope with it the most was putting my dependence on God. Faith is my most important priority, I should say, because it really has helped me with a lot of stuff I've been struggling with, from depression, anxiety, just not feeling very motivated. I won't lie to you. It was really hard for me to find motivation in day-to-day life, to just be able to get out of my bed even. The sad part was, the most exciting part of my day was actually just going to sleep. And I know that sounds sad, but to me, it just felt nice just knowing that I could finally relax, rest, and just not have to face society, just not feeling pressure, just not being reminded that the life that I'm living right now isn't exactly how I wanted it to go. But what I can say is, do not give up hope. Because when I first started my job, I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to work anywhere else. My pay wasn't too bad considering I was in high school, but fast forward in this year, I'm 19. I'm literally classified as a legal adult. So what I really needed to try and figure out was how I was going to gain more money, how I was going to be able to help out a little bit more, considering now my adult status. And then when I started off college, I started off at a university for a little while, but unfortunately that was getting too expensive. So after my first semester, I had to stop attending and just kind of stayed at home for a little while until I was able to figure out what I was going to do next. And then I decided to go to a tech school, and it wasn't my ideal choice. It was actually pretty cool. The one thing I will say about tech schools and universities, what I noticed was that with tech schools, you get more hands-on experience, while universities, they focus more on book learning instead of hands-on experience. That's what I noticed. And I was kind of glad that the course of my life kind of took that turn because I'm able to get more hands-on experience. I'm able to learn more by just observing it and doing it myself. So honestly, I thank God for that. Because for as long as I can remember, I've been praying to him that I'll be able to do better, be able to do more. And so far, even though it's taken a little bit of time and it's step by step, he's giving it to me. So I'm really happy for that, and I thank him for it. There are times where I am faced with very, very hard obstacles, and sometimes I pray to him. I pray, why God, why does this happen to me? Why? But that's life for you. What I know is that God will not give you more that you can't handle. And the more I thought about it, the more I prayed to him, I realized that he was giving me all of the hardships and struggles to make me stronger. And to be honest, it really helped. Because what I'm facing with now, with a new job, a new position, it's really helping me. The past experiences that I've gained, what I've learned, the mistakes I made, the hardships, the struggles, it helped me get to where I am today. It may not be as fast as what I wanted it to be. It may not be as great as I wanted it to be. But one thing I will say is it's a great start. When I was little, I never thought I'd be here today. I never thought I would be a better version of myself. I'll put it that way. To me, I never knew what my future would hold. I always would wonder, what would I look like as a grown up? What would I be doing years from now? And now just looking back, it just honestly feels like a dream. Like, I'm not even sure how to explain it, but it just feels so unreal. And I feel like I was just in high school a few days ago, and now it's like, wow. It's been so many years since then. And time going by fast, everything changing around us, everything. It's just so unreal. I never thought I would be doing something like this, I'll say that. I never thought I'd be able to share my story like this. And am nervous because I don't know how people are going to react to my story. This is my first time doing this, and honestly, I'm doing a little better than I thought I would. As you may notice, I might mess up my speeches, I might mess up what I'm saying, but honestly, that's okay because I'm trying to try something different, trying to try something new. So, honestly, I feel happy, I feel great. So, the one thing I can share on this podcast right now is that you're bound to mess up, you're bound to make mistakes, but the one thing I can say from experience is keep going. If you're a believer in God, keep praying and just keep on trying. Do not give up. The thing that you're trying to pursue, the thing that you really want to do that fills you with joy, keep trying at it. And if it doesn't fill you with joy, do not keep pursuing it. Because the one thing I will say is do not make yourself more miserable. Because you'll keep digging in the same hole, digging in an empty, dark hole. And that is not fun. No joy, no happiness. Just a complete void, I would say, of nothing, a meaningless purpose that doesn't bring you joy is what I can say. Do not pursue. But for now, that's all I have to say. And again, I thank you all for tuning in, for who all is listening. And if you like this podcast, I thank you a lot for tuning in. And I just hope that you like it, subscribe it. And if you want more podcasts like this, then I'll be around. Thank you for listening.